There was a pay-per-view this past weekend. Surprise, surprise. Another pay-per-view weekend has come and gone. So we're going to look back at Backlash. And it's such a bummer that now Matt's on vacation. He is on his way home from vacation, and we hope him and his wife and their daughter had a good time. But this is the one because I feel like he's always the most critical of how I grade pay-per-views. I actually gave each match, at the conclusion of each match, I put down a letter grade. So I have a new grading system for the pay-per-view, and I will explain that. So I'm sure Matt.
Quarantine's got my man Big Jim rewriting the rubric.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just because I started thinking about because I got a couple of matches in, and I'm like, well, this has been a pretty good show so far. I thought I enjoyed Backlash, or Backrash.
He raked my back. Yeah, no, he didn't literally rake it.
Lou asks, is anybody else's video feed freezing? I'm not seeing any.
It's jumping a little bit.
Is it?
It's just me standing really still.
May be my computer. The computer.
Getting a little live feed interrupted.
Oh, that's never good.
Notifications.
The computer was acting up a little earlier. The old broadcast computer. So we apologize if there are video issues. The audio is recording, so you shouldn't have any issue with the podcast audio after the fact. So again, we do apologize if there's any video issues this week. It was a Windows update, and it was taking me 2 hours to download the thing. I paused the update, and I was like, let's just pause updates for a week because this one just seems like a mess. So I don't know if
I'm all about that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Windows update issue that is causing the problem. But again, we apologize if there's any any video issues. But yeah, so I was like, you know what, Matt, I thought of Matt as I was grading each thing, and then I had to put a number to it. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's talk about, though, and I'm going to jump ahead to the biggest match on the card, the longest match on the card, the most advertised and promoted match on the card, and that, of course, was the greatest match ever. I think both of you guys are frozen. That's never a good sign.
I'm here.
Oh, Tim was here. I think Ryan I think when Ryan tries to change his name, I think that's when you freeze. I think I've discovered that.
Jim, you're on to me.
There it is. Jordan checks in from Virginia Beach. So, of course, Randy Orton and Edge in the greatest match ever. The match promoted as the greatest match ever. Of course, Randy Orton winning 44 minutes, 45 seconds. From start to finish, I absolutely loved this match. I loved the Charles Robinson in the old school referee outfit. I loved the MSG drop-down mics with the Fink recording. The only thing that would have made this better, because they went with some of the nostalgic touches, is if they actually would have put red rope on top, blue rope on the bottom, and had the old red, white, and blue ropes. But I ask for too much sometimes. I liked the because they said beforehand it's like enhanced audio, and it's like, what in the world does that mean? They piped in crowd noise, and kudos. I loved it. I think it would be hard to do that and have it make sense on a live show. So obviously, when you're in a taped match, you can post edit and get that done properly. But honestly, man, I absolutely loved this match. I was looking time and time again for the moment where Edge got hurt, because obviously we found out that Edge tore his triceps. He'll be out for a period of time. So I was looking for that throughout the entire match. Like, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? I never really saw it happen. So I assume that was one of the things that hit the cutting room floor. But then at the end, you could see on the back of his arm, it was already getting black and blue. Man, I absolutely loved this match start to finish. I really did. Like, was it the greatest match of all time? No, it wasn't. But if you don't take advertising and marketing slogans too seriously, I think that we can kind of get past that and see that it really was a very good match by two veterans in the business. Ryan.
Yeah, Jim, I think you're absolutely right, and you hit the nail on the head. This was probably one of Randy Orton's better matches within the last 5-ish years. And I'm not, I'm not trying to like poo-poo on Randy Orton. I even think Randy would probably admit himself that he might have put it in autopilot a little bit every once in a while. And that was, I think, even touched on in some of the build-up to this. But when Randy Orton and Edge click, man, they just really click. And they put on probably two of the longest matches we've seen in the post coronavirus era, with the last man standing match, and obviously this one being filmed and edited, but still a 45-minute match that from lockup to pinfall kept my attention 110%. I lied. There's the only thing I would want to complain about is the upshot from the ape or the ring up when they did the lockup. Seeing that, I didn't care for. Other than that, I thought the match was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, like and Tim, obviously we'll get to yours. Yeah, that shot, Ryan, I got really kind of scared for about a second. Bingo. That it was going to be overly produced.
Yeah, that was my only concern.
And it was like, uh-oh. Like, here we go. This could be a problem.
Uh-oh, Spadudios.
But no, like that was the only time that it didn't feel like a typical wrestling match to watch.
Correct.
Tim, your thoughts on the match?
Too much smoke and mirrors for a match supposed to be labeled the greatest wrestling match of all time.
Okay.
Like, Edge and Randy Orton by themselves, without the long sleeve ref shirt, and without Howard Finkel, and without the MSG flag, and without the canned crowd noise, could have put on the greatest match of all time. The crazy camera angles, you can take all that away. In spite of all of that, they had maybe the best match of the year. What's asinine to me is where Edge actually gets hurt.
Where did he get hurt?
It was on
a
retake.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mean to tell? So Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat, they got to do a retake because they messed up the crossbody spot. It should have been one take, and that's it. That's wrestling. Wrestling's not multiple takes in the ring. It's one take. It's what wrestlers have prided themselves on for years. That's why, like, when Roddy Piper was shooting movies, everybody was saying, "Oh, Roddy, you're always so like on point with things. You can do things in one take." And it's because we can't say cut.
Well, that's a good point.
The fact that Edge gets hurt doing the match again and we don't even see it is the most WWE thing.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. Like because I didn't know, because obviously like I didn't see it like as the match was airing, so I didn't know if it was a situation where it happened and that they were able to edit it out or something, but it happened on a retake. That's
like on a reshoot. Yeah.
that is definitely about the most WWE thing that could happen. That is a great point. But I did. I liked it. Again, I don't think they need to, because I saw a lot of people saying like, "Oh, let's pipe crowd noise in for everything," and I'm like, no. Like, again, even though like Raw, obviously, like there's very few stuff that we're seeing anymore that is truly live. Like, I mean, I think the rest of this the pay-per-views, I think are live, but even Raw and SmackDown are taped earlier in that day or what have you. So like it's one of those things where it's like you're not going to be able to do that live. I think you would struggle to be able to turn that around and have it make sense for the for the earlier in the day taping. Like I think you're already asking a lot of your crew to get that turned around. So I don't need piped in crowd noise for every single match for every single show. You've already done the AEW thing and brought in, a small audience to the shows, which, we'll talk about that may have complicated matters even more so throughout this entire situation. But, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, I really like this match. The rest of the show I enjoyed. I thought the Apollo Andrade match on the kickoff was good. I thought that the women's triple threat I thought it could have been a little longer. I thought at 8:50 it was a little short, but I really enjoyed it. That to me there wasn't really there was one really bad match. There was one that the Asuka Nia feud is just okay. I just don't need it. I know it's going to continue because they announced Asuka versus Charlotte for this Monday, which of course I'm sure Nia is going to interfere, and we're going to get a triple threat, or we're going to get something at Extreme Rules involving two or all three of those parts. The only match I really didn't really like was Braun versus the Miz and Morrison. It just Braun at one point was just so good, and
so hot,
like it just as hot as could be, and it's just like his big thing is I'm not finished with you, but like maybe they should have been. Like they had the chance to pull the trigger and do big things with him a while ago. They didn't, and now it's not good. He's not good. Like I don't know if the guy's a big man. He was a strong man in a previous career. So I don't know if it's just bad knees, but I feel like the man's just tired. Like I feel like the body's just tired, and he is not long for the WWE world, and he got crowned too late, and it sucks.
Yeah, they didn't strike when the iron was hot with Big Braun at all, and that should have been evident when they right away hooked him up with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And that did nothing. Nobody even cared that he was in the Wyatt family. A guy with limited move sets, when he's not, red hot. Man, they just missed. They're at least a year late.
Yeah.
With Braun Strowman, and because of Braun Strowman, we have to deal with James Ellsworth now. So thanks, Braun Strowman, for that too.
Yeah, no shit. Tim, your thoughts on the handicap match for the Universal title?
I love The Miz. I love John Morrison. I hate 2020 Miz and Morrison. I love Braun Strowman. I hate 2020 Braun Strowman.
Okay.
Where's Roman Reigns at? Because Roman Reigns is the salt that would be on top of all of this stuff, making it look good. Instead, he's quarantining.
Yeah.
Because he's the big brain.
Yeah.
He's got the big brain. Braun Strowman looked his best when he was chasing Roman Reigns. You can't sit here. Can't nobody tell me Roman Reigns sucked, because tell me who he sucked against. He made Braun Strowman $1 million. He made Baron Corbin $1 million. He made Goldberg look like $1 million.
$100,
He
but
made Goldberg
it's Goldberg.
look like a goddamn $50 bill.
Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't know, would we? Because Braun Strowman ended up taking that spot.
That's true. Fucking COVID.
But I'm not here for the train man.
Nope.
Oh,
Yep.
Brawny the train engine.
Yeah, the Strowman Express.
I love seeing Braun Strowman run though.
He's not running.
I don't
needs to
think
run.
he can't run anymore.
Just
He
run around the
can,
ring
just-
and
why? He's already champ. He ain't got to run.
Yeah,
Have him
what's
run.
what's he running to? He's at the top of the mountain. You run now.
Right.
He's a
only
big man.
halfway
He's
up.
gonna.
I feel bad for his car.
Yeah. That's
That Plymouth Grand.
they
Buick
just keep
Grand
beating up
National.
that car, man.
that was a bum deal.
But yeah, and like I don't know. I mean the music video, the Miz and Morrison music video made me laugh. Like
Hey,
they're
hey.
like they're entertaining, but yet like this isn't how I wanted Miz and Morrison to be. Like,
Man.
but and then there was I thought maybe Morrison was gonna get the pin and they were gonna give us Miz versus Morrison, but no. That
would be too easy.
That would be. Well, but then of course, if you do that, then you get into the why was Braun even given the title? And then you got to go down that road all the way. And it's like there was no good way for this to happen. I assume that tomorrow night on SmackDown, when the Firefly Funhouse returns, that we're going to start going down that road towards the Fiend again with the title again. Because why do we got to do that again? Break my heart again. Yeah, we'll.
Who else is there on SmackDown? Like, if it's not going to be Braun for a long time, it might as well be the Fiend for a while, and just have him with that stupid face belt again.
Baron Corbin's there.
I mean, it's AJ
He's
Styles.
ready for main event. You're putting Corbin in the main event.
Yes.
I would.
Your Money in the Bank contract holder is the fat, stumpy dude from Heavy Machinery.
Yeah,
I love
fair
Otis, but
point.
that's who. The point of having a Money in the Bank is having it be a threat to take the title off someone. If it's not him, who's going to be Dolph Ziggler?
Oh, yes, Chucky, we have our top suspect.
Like, you have
That's
to
a
look
fair
at
point.
the caliber around him. This
that's a good point.
coronavirus era, the dot over the I of the Jeremy Bearimy, in which nothing never happens.
Right.
Is this like?
Yeah, that's a
who's
fair
it gonna
point,
be?
dude.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like,
Cesaro.
I would love to see because
Sheamus.
and here's
I would love to see a Cesaro. Absolutely.
Yeah, but he's a jobber to the stars now.
yeah,
The
and
most underused superstar on the roster.
Wasn't he teaming now? He's more with
With
Shinsuke.
Shinsuke, probably.
yeah, he's with
Yeah, and
Nakamura.
and this is gonna be the fourth tag team
Yeah,
of Cesaro.
something
It's
like
just
that.
godlike.
Well, and like here's the thing, like with Baron Corbin too. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong.
This is 3.
I would love to see Cesaro as Universal Champion, but like he doesn't have the heat to carry that right now, because right now it's you're driven by a TV product, a TV show. You're not driven by fan reaction or whatever, which I mean would really backfire, because if you're a heel Cesaro and you give him the WWE or the Universal Championship, people are gonna pop. Like, so you lost your heel anyway.
What people?
But I'm saying, if in a normal world, the people
Yes.
would pop for it. In this world, again, like I think that having a Baron Corbin championship, I think people would tune into that, because they would I hate this. So like that, I think, would work as well. And then again, you got Otis sitting out there, sitting out there with the briefcase, and everybody's gonna wonder, when's Fat Man getting his? And so I think it's perfect. Scotty checking in with us here in the live video. Scotty, how you doing, bud? But I hit all the other.
I'm fine without Otis doing anything right now too, because he's clearly preoccupied.
Sure.
Tomato
So
chips.
why would he even care about a championship right now?
Yeah, 100%. It's just to have the briefcase out there, and to do the thing that makes the briefcase special, as opposed to like always cashing it in the night of or the day after or whatever. You have that threat of when am I cashing this in? let it sit out there till Survivor Series, and just scare the life out of Baron Corbin with that. So I would love to see a Baron Corbin title run. Is there any other match specifically you want to talk about? I love the WWE title match. I think, Drew and Bobby. I will say this again. One of the weirder things about 2020 in professional wrestling is it's been since MVP has taken on this managerial role with Bobby Lashley, I am intrigued by everything they're doing with Bob Lashley.
Bob!
Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. Like this, if this would have been the Bobby Lashley we always would have gotten, I would have never shat on Bobby Lashley. But of course, we had the Rusev and Lana and the wedding thing, and I never I don't think I was watching during the first Bobby Lashley run. I think that was in my period where I wasn't watching wrestling actively. That was I was doing a lot of drinking actively because I was in college.
The WWECW Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. So, but I like what they're doing. Anybody want to talk about any other match specifically before we grade this show and move on?
Viking Profits.
I was gonna.
What? We want the smoke signals? This group?
Yeah, that one. Ryan,
No.
you loved this, right?
And the only reason they're doing this is because they want to be able to say on television, that's a big ninja. That's the only reason they're doing this.
That is 100% true.
You're going to put DeAndre the Giant out there in a big black body stocking?
Come
on, man.
I enjoy. Maybe it's just I've been inside for 3 months. Maybe it's I have quarantine goggles on. I don't know. The segment on Sunday I enjoyed and entertained the shit out of me. Monday, I hated it. I hated that they tried to just drag it out, on Monday Night Raw this past week. So, because I gave that segment an A for Sunday night. I loved it. I was dying. I enjoyed the crap out of it. I would give Mondays an F if I was.
I was cool with it until Akira Tozawa and Tokyo Drift showed up. You can tell Bruce Pritchard's in charge because we got stereotypical Asian gimmick.
Well, yeah, that's.
Yeah. If we're gonna give Paul Heyman crap for doing the lesbian angle 3 weeks into his tenure with Liv Morgan and Lana, we have to give Bruce Pritchard the same crap for doing Indeed in 2020. It's the same thing.
It did definitely.
I'm bored.
It definitely.
I'm dying.
It definitely did have Pritchard written all over that for sure.
Crust to tip.
From crust to tip. So I think our video's definitely a little bit behind because some of the comments are starting to roll in. Scotty says Cesaro should be champion. No one has heat. There's no crowd. But Corbin does. People dislike Corbin. They will tune in to watch Corbin be champion to hate it if he's champion. That's my point. Scotty says he wants Cesaro versus Brock. I would love a Cesaro versus Brock match. But I think I'm curious to see because, it's only a matter of time, obviously, now before Brock Lesnar comes back. I'm curious to see how and where they use him.
The first day that they're allowed to have fans in the building. Actual fans.
So he came back this past Monday, is what you're telling me.
Sure.
All right, let's Ryan, I know you want to talk about the Viking Prophets.
There's nothing to even talk about.
Oh, RYN Eagle checks out. There it is.
It made me apologize to people on Facebook. Like, if you've ever tuned in to watch professional wrestling ever on my recommendation and you saw that match on Sunday, I apologize. That's not what I want to promote. It was absolute shit from the start to the end of it. It's ridiculous. It cheapens the tag titles more than goddamn Nicholas winning them. That's
Whoa!
it was.
Wow, 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 wow.
I'm not gonna completely sell the whole bit short. I'm down with that whole bit until you shoehorn Tozawa and the Ninjas and DeAndre the Giant. Like that, I'm done after that.
What was the thing that was in the dumpster?
The crash pad, dummy.
No, the thing. Like, there was a live serpent or something in there.
Oh, that was a nod to Star Wars. I believe.
Yeah, it's a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, that's why you wouldn't get it.
That's why that didn't connect.
That was that was two levels of nerddom coming together, and there was a it went right over Ryan's head.
Yeah, I thought that was dumb, but again, that was post. Wasn't that post?
Ninjas? That was after they ran away from the ninjas.
They ran away from the ninjas by getting on top of a truck
and then jumping into a dumpster.
Stupid.
It wasn't perfect. I did grade it an A because I laughed. I was laughing, and again, I've pretty much been inside for 3 months. Okay, cut me a little slack.
Boy,
I don't think I smiled once while watching it. It was that bad. I didn't even crack a smile, man.
Maybe part of the reason why I smiled and graded it an A a little bit more is because I knew how mad it was making you.
It was so bad.
I do love how Ivar is like the sex symbol.
Yeah.
He's got the beard, man, right?
He's better.
Beard, long hair.
Stupid Eric.
Lady Ref Jess.
Thought he was cute. Old screamy McBald guy just kneeing people and yelling in their face. And...
I think that was instantly my tweet about that. Like, if you want to see how good these guys actually can be, like, pull up Ring of Honor or New Japan
you did tweet
watch
that.
some War Machine matches, because these guys can really, really go. I really enjoyed them in Ring of Honor. It's a damn it really is a shame, and I get it's a one-time whatever, but I mean, when was the last time we saw these belts even defended?
I don't care about the defenses, because like they're being entertaining. Like, what sucks about this whole thing is that Eric doesn't have any charisma. Ivar is a sports entertainer, and Eric is the shoot Viking.
Right,
so, like, what do you want? Like, anything
but that's
that
how
Eric
it's always been.
Yeah,
Ivar was the guy doing car wheels and shit.
Yeah,
like that's always how it's been. And
right,
Eric's,
but before then they were just wrestlers, and now they're sports entertainers, pal.
They are. He was a sports entertainer long before.
Which one?
Ivar.
Yeah, I'm cool with him. I'm cool with Warbeard. I'm not here for Baldy McNee.
Mr. Logan.
Mr. Logan, yeah.
Ryan,
Mr. Viking Girl.
Ryan tweeted, watch ROH or New Japan if you ever want to see what the Viking Raiders, War Machine, can really do in a ring. Hashtag WWE Backlash.
Can we just go back to remember a time in which, for a short snippet, before coronavirus, these guys were actually called the Viking Experience.
It was for a week.
It's a short period of time.
By definition, it is.
Yes, thank you.
It is.
And then, because I
don't forget. Pepperidge Farms doesn't forget.
I also love the put up against that trash Viking Profits match. I'm sure this will look like the hashtag greatest wrestling match ever. was a tweet from Ryan. You don't tweet a lot, but when you do, it speaks volumes, Ryan.
Yeah, I think
0 to 100 real quick.
I did. And then I sign on and see that Tim fucking tags me and shit. I gotta tag 5 other people and bother them with.
You're welcome.
Yeah, same thing that fucking Jim's doing now on the Facebook. I gotta put pictures of wrestlers up. Guess who forgot literally 12 hours into that until this moment?
Yeah. I almost forgot.
You can put the Viking Profits up for your first 4 and call it a day.
I'll put War Machine up. That's what I'll do.
All right, let's
borrowing from the greatest wrestling match ever.
Yeah.
What was that?
Let's put a grade and a bow on WWE Backlash. My final grade for the show was an 86, so it puts it at a B. And I will break this down. So if the match or a segment got a grade plus, that was like a 7. So a B plus would be an 87. If it was a flat, it was a 5. If it was a minus, which nothing actually got a minus, I would have put that at like an 82, like if it was a B minus. So
nothing got a minus.
So nothing got a minus. So let me start at the top from the scorecard and work down. Sheamus and Jeff Hardy got a B plus, so that was an 87. Greatest wrestling match ever, that was an A plus, so that's a 100. Apollo and Andrade got a straight B, so that's an 85. The tag team triple threat, that was an A, 95. Handicap universal title, that was a D plus for a 67. The Asuka Nia Jax, that was a D, so that was a 65. The WWE title match was a 95 for an A. The Viking Profits segment was also an A, that was a 95. So all in total was 689 points divided by 8 segments. So that is how I got my 86 for a B, and that is for Matt. So he knows how I graded this show.
Armbar.
I had to show my work for Matt.
Yeah, you did.
Because I will go through and I'll give my letter grade, and then every time he goes, well, how can that be? So there you go, Matt. I showed my work. Teach. Get at it, Ryan. What is your grade for Backlash?
If I were to grade mine like yours and give that goddamn Viking Raiders segment a 0, it would pull the grade down significantly.
It would. You would go hard 0 on that.
I would go hard 0 on that.
They don't even get participation
for putting their name on the paper.
Nothing to participate in. There wasn't a match to participate in. At least the match with Nicholas had fucking wrestlers in a wrestling ring for tag team championships. I would give that a 5%. This gets a 0%. The whole pay-per-view, it was average. It was a C plus, so a little above average.
All right. Well, I think that's better than you were predicting.
Probably.
Because I think last week you said it was going to be awful. So
I said it would be a couple D's.
Yeah.
I think I said last time.
So it did better than you expected.
Jokes. I don't even know if I can make jokes anymore about things like double D's. I can't even make jokes about that. I have to watch myself.
Tim,
I can't do it. I'm gonna let it go. This was a C plus pay-per-view, all on the back of Randy Orton and Edge, and I can't believe I'm saying that in 2020.
There you go. Yeah. Tim, your grade for Backlash.
Solid C.
Solid C.
Then I give mine a C minus. If Tim's giving it a C, I'm doing C minus.
Because
this is a battle for who's going to give it the worst grade.
No,
I'm giving it a C minus.
Tim is more of a sympathizer than I am, and that's a C minus.
I'm getting crotchety in my old age, Ryan.
Yeah. You missed that the other week when you were at the beach.
I'm getting real sick of WWE's shtick.
Are you really?
I really am.
I missed the last show you were on.
I'm
Tim was bringing salty. The heat.
You
really?
Missed? Yeah,
I totally missed that.
You want me to run it?
The only thing that would have made the show worse is the fucking Batista was on it. It's a D.
Hey,
D plus now. It's the D plus.
Right.
No.
Ryan, go back, listen. Yeah, go back and listen. I think it was the Drake Maverick segment. So go to 3 Count Thursday Clips podcast and
will do.
And you can listen because I think that's the segment that it was on.
You think that whole thing was a work then, right?
I think it's shame on you either way.
Okay, that's fair.
If it was a If it was a work, you're using an actual pandemic to drive a storyline of a person actually losing his job and getting it back. If it was a shoot, shame on you. You shouldn't have fired him in the first place. And now all the other wrestlers have the blueprint now of, well, I got fired, so I'm going to get on the internet and cry about it, and then I'm going to get my job back.
Like, I think this was a unique situation, though, where the guy was booked in matches and proved, holy shit, there is something here that we haven't seen, because he was a 205 commissioner. He was with the fucking big guys, whatever their names were.
That leads to my point. Like, he shouldn't have been fired. Like, the week before, you booked him in a tournament and then you fire him. So then you expect me to believe that WWE had a non-contracted wrestler wrestle 5 matches before getting a contract? No.
Didn't we just see an unsanctioned match at Raw?
He's going to wrestle through his no compete.
What up, Charlie?
Wrong signal. My bad. I get confused.
Yeah, I'm just getting sick of, like, in my old age, all this WWE stuff, like all the negative stuff, and I'm just the coronavirus thing and the Drake Maverick thing.
Good. I love it.
It makes me want the indies really bad. It makes me want to, and like AEW is not at fault. Like AEW is not perfect, but it's kind of better. Like they're doing. I mean, diversity is a whole nother thing for them, but
right.
Yeah, well, that's a bridge. I think that's
it's an old wooden ship, is what it is. I guess.
Yeah. I am hurting for indies real bad. I miss calling shows. I miss seeing people.
I'm just hurting. I'm just hurting for normal fucking life. I like
real bad.
You know, like because like the indies gets wrapped into that. Hanging out with friends gets to go in with that. Like
this sexy shit.
Ooh, look at that!
Tim keeps talking like that. Another button might come off.
Like I said, like if the first episode that you guys are allowed to be back in here, we may do that topless show that Ryan's been begging for years, just because
the people want it real bad.
Just because I'll be that happy to see my buddies back in Studio L.
What is Facebook's nipple policy? Does Facebook have a nipple policy?
I don't. Well, we might have to look into that. We might have to get some 3CT pasties. I don't know.
I'm cool with that.